Hi you guys, my name is Sarah. You are in for a treat. I will be making over this guy today. My husband was in Kentucky and just happened to check Facebook in his area and he found this little gem and brought it home for me. Love presents like that. It's an older piece. It's been sitting in my workshop for a while now, a few months now. I have had to clean it off. There is a lot of dirt and dust and things that settle on my pieces that are in my booth half of my workshop, and then, you know, which is caused by what I do in my workshop. That was a lot. Hours of work. My hands are really sore. The reason that I did that is because it was latex paint. There was no way, it was already peeling and chipping off, and there was no way I was going to paint over that and then have it peel off. Going to have to sand and seal it with some primer. I can't remember what it's called. I think I'm going to sand the top right back and sand the feet right back and have them match, and then paint the body of the dress up. So I've started pretty low. I've got a 100 grit on my surf prep here, and I'm just going really slowly. I'm trying not to scratch up the grain too much, and then I have gone up in a grade now to a 120, and I also take this opportunity while I've got the 120 on there to scuff up the body. What you don't see is for the top, I end up hand sanding it with a 180, no, a 150, a 180, and then a 2. I finish it off with a 220. I usually like to do all of those by hand, just so I ensure that I get out any squigglies that I may have put in there when I sanded with the surf prep. Using Annie Sloan French linen, which is a beautiful grey brown color. Because these drawers are inset, I am gonna go in with one light coverage on the inside. If you've watched any number of my videos, you know I love this color. I am not worried about brush strokes at all. If you wanted a smooth finish, I would suggest using a water bottle on your first layer of paint and just go in one direction when you're painting, but I'm not worried about it. I want brush strokes, I want the beauty of chalk paint. This is the beauty of the chalk paint, right? You get all these beautiful texture and brush strokes and it's just gorgeous. Okay, so edges. When you're doing edges, you never want to go from the edge onto your piece. You always go from your piece over the edge with the brush, and that way you don't get a bunch of paint building up on the side of your piece. On the second coat, I am going to use light misting, just because it's going to help make the coat be a little thinner and go a little further. I don't need it to be super thick. The first layer is already really textured. Okay, so I am having some trouble with the drawers sticking, so in this part I'm just gonna fast forward and you can watch. There's a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and small adjustments that I have to do to be able to get the drawer to slide in and out smoothly like it should. So that's what I'll be doing in this part. Yay! Okay, I only broke one corner. Anyone who has made over furniture, and does YouTube as well, knows that we make over pieces of furniture. We show you as much as we can, but there are a lot of little things that are not so entertaining that gets done when the camera gets switched off, and that's one of the things. For me, you know, if I want it to be perfect and I want the drawer to shut properly, there's lots of those little things that I do, you know, the planing and the sanding and the adjusting and the drawers in and the drawers out and the drawers back in again, and none of that is fun or entertaining to watch. So, but just giving you a little insight into, there are little things sometimes that get done when the camera goes off just to tweak things. And especially for someone like me who is a perfectionist, there's lots of times where there's little things that I want to do to tweak something to make it a drawer slide in perfectly. I have done 2 coats of the French linen. I want to do 1 more coat now, and I'm going to have to fix that corner that I chipped up with some Bondo and then repaint that. But we're getting there, and I'm really happy with it now. I want to do a light wash on the top of this piece, so I have watered down probably just a tablespoon of the Sandy Blonde by DIY with water, and I just kept adding water until I got a consistency that I was happy with. Okay, I've been doing some research and came across a website. It talks about sealing in red oak first with shellac before you put your top coat on. That's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Testing it out on this guy. Okay, so the reason that I did that is because red oak is a bleeder. This is an oak veneer. Doesn't matter whether it's solid oak or oak veneer, it bleeds. And I noticed it was bleeding when I did the wash on top of that, which I didn't care when I was washing it because I knew it was just going to help with the color. But I need to put some sort of something around the top because I don't want to stuff up my beautiful French linen layer and have to redo that. That wouldn't be fun. Alright, hang on. Don't want to put on a poly on top there and completely wreck the color that's there. So I'm putting what's called a protective barrier between the paint and the top coat. The shellac, because it is not water-based, it will protect and keep the tannins where they are. I think it worked. I did the spray of the shellac and then the color of it wasn't as white as it is now, or cream. So I did get the sandy blonde from the DIY paint, what I had left over, and I just wiped it over with a rag and I'm much happier with it. So here we go. Let's see if all of that was for nothing, and we'll just test it out on the drawer. And I'm using General Finishes flat. Okay, I like it. And I'm not feeling any bleed through. That's fun. Yay. I was talking to the camera and it wasn't even on. At least I realized and didn't do the whole thing and then realize it wasn't on. Anyway, I am falling in love more and more with wax, particularly Annie Sloan's clear wax. It is a great wax. I'm going to be waxing the body of this piece and it is so easy to use and complements the chalk paint look so much. And I didn't do the wax on the top. I suppose I could have, but it's definitely not as durable as a top coat. And because it's a top, I want, right, it to be really durable because it's a dresser. I imagine things will get placed on top. I've also, like, you can barely see it. Wait, where am I? Right here, see? Really lightly distressed, hardly at all, I mean. Just where it would naturally, it will naturally distress over time of drawers sliding in and out. Okay, I've let it sit for about 20 minutes, probably a bit longer. That's it. Tape an outro. So I'm just gently wiping, not buffing, just wiping off the excess. And if I want to, I can come back and buff it tomorrow, but I really like, once it's had time to set, but I really like the flat look. I'm in love with this piece. I think anytime I paint something in French linen, I fall in love with it immediately. French linen is gorgeous. Annie Sloan Paint is amazing. Lightly distressed it in places. You can hardly tell unless you're up really, really close. But, you know, that's naturally where it's going to distress, so why not? It's a vintage piece. Distress it just a little. Don't go crazy. I ummed and ahed about what to do about this. I think I wore myself out with stripping it and then sanding it all in one day, and then I didn't touch it for the longest time. Well, not as long as Frank. I think it was only like maybe a week or two, probably 2 weeks. I didn't touch it. Just racking my brain trying to figure out how could I do something that's a little unique but not, you know, crazy different, that it wouldn't appeal to somebody. And sanding back that middle drawer was the right thing to do. I know in the beginning of the video I said that I was going to also sand back the feet, but there was no way, because there's a different wood, that I was going to be able to get the feet and the top to match. And you know, the more I thought about it, I knew how much work it was going to be, and then I got really tired and decided that I would not sand back the feet. But they look so pretty anyway, because I've painted them grey and then sort of just trimmed them out in gold, because that is the pulls. I got those pulls from Hobby Lobby. They are beautiful, and I like how they're delicately, the flower on them has gold on it, and so, you know, I just did it just for the feet. That was it. Nowhere else. Gold is nowhere else other than the keyhole that I don't have a key for. So this piece is gorgeous and I love it, and I'll be posting it on my website as well as Facebook Marketplace. My website is now up and running. You can go over there and have a look and maybe share it. I don't know, share it on your socials, get the word out for me. That would be amazing. I would be grateful. I would be very grateful. Right, next week's piece is 3 pieces. You get 3 in one video because it's the mirrors. I just have 3 different ways that you can make up a mirror. We get these dresses and mirrors come with them, and people don't want mirrors with their dresses anymore. But instead of chucking them away, you could just do something to them and sell them on their own. So that's what that video is going to be about. I am excited to give it a go and get some of these mirrors made over and see if I can sell them. Alright, well, I hope to see you guys on that video. Bye!